Quick TLDR, I have been working for the past 6, 7 years on getting cannabis legalized in the state of New Jersey. This topic is my baby ultimately, and we have like 6 months left to get through the finish line. So, as I've continued to do absolutely nothing but push the message out there, try to get those yeses as hard as possible, the ACLU, all of the big groups that are, mainstays and institutions. They've been doing their little powwowing and they've named themselves a leader. Axel Owen will manage campaign to pass marijuana legalization referendum. This is written by David Wildstein. ACLU. This campaign will not be politics as usual in New Jersey. Yes, it is. Guys, I've been working this for a very long time. Yes, it is. It's like, how do you think it got to the ballot in the first freaking place? Because politics, as usual, is nothing but just a bunch of egos and nannies determined to, have their control and take their say. So it is what it is. You can't control me, which is why I was never going to be up for this position at all. I've worked with the ACLU and several other organizations in this article, but let's get into it. It's brought to us by the New Jersey Globe. The coalition advocating for passage of a referendum to legalize marijuana in New Jersey has tapped a top state political operative to manage their campaign. Of course they did, because that's the elected class. That's the political class here in New Jersey. Axel Owen, a former Democratic State Committee political director, will lead NJ CAN 2020, a alliance of organizations forging a joint campaign for a yes vote in the November general election. I saw the wordplay there, Wildstein. It didn't go over my head. The grassroots group is made up of the New Jersey United for Marijuana Reform. Okay, cool. Including the ACLU of New Jersey, NAACP, New Jersey State Conference, Latino Action Network, Doctors for Cannabis Regulation, and Law Enforcement Action Partnership, as well as industry partners from the American Trade Association for Cannabis and Hemp, the New Jersey Cannabis Association, and Weed Maps. This campaign will not be politics as usual in New Jersey. We will center racial... Oh, Christ. It's like the first thing out of their mouths. Like, we got to play the race card. We have to play the race card. Oh, my goodness. Look, it is what it is. Disproportionate and fully are not the same thing. Americans got screwed, but whatever. Help end the failed drug war and build political power, leading to a yes vote in November. Okay, that's kind of stupid. Said Amal Sinai, the ACLU of New Jersey executive director. We're thrilled to have Axel Owen, a seasoned campaigner, manage this inclusive effort to see its victory. God, it's like they are so... They need that vocabulary. They need all of the, buzzwords in their vocabulary, racial justice, social justice, inclusiveness. They have to spew that garbage. Why? Because they learned it all in college. Like, our colleges are terrible. But as far as political power leading to a yes vote in November, all of these organizations in and of themselves, they've been doing their own organizing, but then again they haven't. They just show up. They just pop up for events and to be there for when the elected officials need experts to talk to and the like. But ultimately, it's their stake in this is far more profit driven than it is genuinely wanting to fix these communities by any stretch of the imagination. Owen most recently served as statewide organizing director for Mike Bloomberg's presidential campaign in New Jersey. Jesus Christ. And served as campaign manager for the re-election of Assemblyman Andrew Zwicker and Roy Freeman in 2019. He managed the 2017 campaign of State Senator Vin Gopal, which toppled a 3-term incumbent. Cannabis-related job growth will be a critical part of our economic recovery as we emerge from the CV pandemic, said New Jersey Cannabis Association President Scott Rutter. Yeah, I'm familiar with that guy. While these may be uncertain times, one thing is absolutely certain: it's better to create a job than deny someone their freedom for cannabis possession. Rutter cited the need for an experienced political operative to help ensure that voters pass the ballot question. Okay, so that's the thing though. Here in New Jersey, a political operative is more along the lines of those who really finesse the political class. basically. So when it comes to the voters and getting the voters out, I think that's a bit different. But at the same time, we also have this. We're also faced because they're gonna try to pull the vote by mail thing. I hope we are way past it by the time November gets here. But they're gonna try and do another vote by mail situation. It's far more interesting, a far more interesting and complex situation this go around as opposed to other initiatives. But one thing that I really see is that the establishment wants this. The establishment needs this. Okay, so as far as this getting the W, I foresee it coming rather easily. You don't have to make the, and that's the thing that really irritates me about a lot of their tactics is that it's all based around racial justice. You don't have to go through all that. All you have to do is say, hey, this is bullshit, and most people agree. We need the money. Most people agree. As someone who did the Yes Union Can campaign, they were like I had people coming up to me, oh, why should I vote for this? You need the money. Good point. Went on in and voted for it. So this is not a hard sell to to rational people by any stretch of the imagination. You do have a lot of people out there just hopped up on their emotions, but that's the thing about rationale. It can break through the emotions, and that's one of the reasons why I do not like, because I'm not willing to be your little race bitch, right? I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, man, monetize lives and everything else. No, people made choices that they made. Okay, if it's illegal at the time, it's illegal at the time. You have to operate around illegality, not sit there, get caught, and be like, oh my goodness, my life is asunder. You should have made the proper precautions to make sure your life doesn't go asunder. But when it comes to what's happened to the American people, not just, oh, my black people, oh, my brown people, oh, my POC. No, American people have been butt fucked by this. So it is imperative that you completely remove the racial angle to it, because all it does is create resentment. Even in videos that I do where I'm like, I speak on the black community. I speak about the black community because that's where I'm from. I have a ton of people like, it screwed the white people up. So I know, guys, I know. I'm only speaking from the angle from which I can speak, but that's why from coming at it from an ACLU sized measure to sit there and like, oh yeah, well, we're going to keep focusing on these racial disparities. It creates resentment, dipshit. Okay. Having Axel take the helm as a campaign manager with his record of success and compassion for the issue is the right move, said Rutter. Michael Braunstein, the president of the American Trade Association for Cannabis and Hemp, said that New Jersey CAN 2020 is powered by a broad coalition of advocates, industry, social justice organizers, labor, and people of New Jersey who strongly support the legalization, taxation, or regulation of marijuana, standing shoulder to shoulder in support of New Jersey's ballot initiative. With the hiring of campaign manager Axel Owen, New Jersey CAN 2020 is well positioned to run a successful data-driven campaign that will unite New Jerseyans and legalize adult-use marijuana. The referendum to legalize small amounts of marijuana for personal use had a 61-34 lead, according to Monmouth University poll released in April. Supporters and opponents for legal cannabis still have their work cut out for them. Slightly less than half of the state, 48%, think it's a good idea to allow anyone over the age of 21 to purchase. Okay, so that's just getting into the weeds. This is all stuff that we basically we have a good understanding of. The main point of this video is that, okay, so we see who the ACLU, all those who are narrative driven, and where the campaign is coming from for November. So, this is the guy that's in charge of, their efforts. I'm more than likely going to try and reach out because we got to get this done. I've worked too hard on this for this to just go asunder, and I really would prefer them taking less of a racialized angle towards this and just like, yo, it's the right thing to do. It really is. Prohibition has done jack shit, and that argument wins on itself, on its own merit. You don't have to bring the, oh my goodness, racism, my racism into it. You really don't. It like, you've pressed that button way too hard, particularly, you know, with the whole Juneteenth thing and everything else like that. So guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice, you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? You know, like I said, he's Zwicker and the Gobert the Gopal victories, they're impressive. They're very impressive. I'm not gonna sit here and knock the man for it. So he seems to know what he's doing on the campaigning front, and you know, we'll see where it goes from here. But ultimately, that does absolutely nothing to stop the efforts that, you know, I put forward every single day. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, okay? And until the next one.